It's your boy Fist in his house, bringing another great edition of Black Ops for me to you, because that's what I do. Oh, and look at all those ranks in Mercenary Team Deathmatch. All level 50s in the game. People with at least 8 days of experience. And as you see my title, it says, How to Learn from Losing. And here I'm going to teach you, like, some of the things, like, you try to maximize your skills and learn from your mistakes. Really, you can't learn anything from the videos that you consistently see people, dogs, helicopter, chop. I mean, what are you learning from that? You're not really learning anything from any COD player, like how to actually play the game. And actually, truly to test yourself. So, you know, when you wind up in games like Mercenary Team Deathmatch, and there's like everybody's a level 50, then that pretty much, you know, that shows you, like, you know, you have to change your ways of gaming. And sometimes that's the first mistake that you have to realize. So let's say you're a rusher like myself. You'll notice in this game that when I'm rushing, you know, I don't take into account all these high-level ranking players that have a lot of experience, let alone not playing on this map. I mean, these people have been probably playing this map more than I have, and you know, they know where the spots are at, they know where to look, and you'll see this in the game while it's going on. So I'm gonna do a series on how to learn from losing, and it's to actually show you real gameplay, not some exploded gameplay where that you just go into regular team deathmatch or ground war game and just blow up your scores. And you know, I mean, I'm sure it's entertaining, it's fun to watch, but if you're a really good COD player, what are you learning? Now see, look at that. I used the barrels as cover because I knew that guy was there, and I dipped back and I turned the other way. Now obviously in this game you notice that I have flashbangs, and when I go into areas I don't use them. It's a big disadvantage, and I got the C4 and I'm not using it. So I'm overestimating their player skill and my player skill at the same time. You know, I'm discounting the fact that I'm always better than somebody in the game. And see, you have to realize this right off the bat. Like, if you're in a game and then you know that these people are going to be like camping certain angles or in pathways to shoot at you, then you have to use your flashbangs and your stun grenades going into areas, because that'll give you cover. Like right there, if I use my stun, that would at least give me some time to dip back around those barrels and probably come back to that guy, because I know he can't move. And here I have the wherewithal to change my weapon and you know, to a shotgun, because you know I'm dealing with a lot of people camping corners, so that's why I switched over to the shotgun. You know, to eliminate them a lot faster, maybe thinking, you know, I can catch people. But what you know, I didn't count on was the fact that, you know, there's going to be spots where, you know, I'm rushing in too much, and that's the thing. You know, you have to wait for your team. See how far all my green arrows are? I at least use your team as a meat shield, or use them as, you know, strength and numbers. And here I'm completely outmatched. You know, I'm way past enemy lines. I'm trying to take the guy with a shotgun. His teammate, he calls him in and he cleans me up from behind. So those are things, you know, you're playing, sometimes you get a little aggressive and you play out of anger and you don't see the whole picture. Now here I probably thought I would, if I'd have just kept shooting, and that's the fact of running too much. St. Doc Holliday says you just need to slow your roll down a little too. So maybe that's another issue, because you know, when you come out of a run, you got to come out of the run, you got to ADS and then pull up, and then by the time that happens, the guy that's already camping the line of sight. And the line of sight is sites where people can catch you at angles where you're coming out of spawn. So if you're coming out of certain spawn areas, then they're going to be able to just take you out. And a lot of times there'll be head glitching, and head glitching is basically your gun doesn't show, but if you're in first person mode, your gun's over, let's say, over a box, but it only shows your head to the enemy. That's head glitching. So people will sit in those positions and give you a highly put you at a highly disadvantaged situation where you have to aim at their head and you have to be precise, and then when you're rushing in and shooting, you know, all this has to be combined in and it has to be perfect. And when you're not familiar with the maps as well as some of the other players might be, then you're at a disadvantage. So, you know, you have to combination all these things in together. See, like rushing into that whole situation, when you're coming into such a big area like that and you see the green arrows behind you, throw out the flashbangs to check that area. And then when you get Tac Maps Pro, what Tactical Maps Pro does, it gives you the direction in which the flashbang will indicate where that enemy is at. So that's important to have. You got two forward observers like flashbangs with Tactical Maps Pro. Now here I should just kept shooting, but I paused and see that guy knew that I was going to be in that line of sight. That's, you know, that line of fire, so he took me out. And that's the thing, when you're playing against people of equal strength, it truly shows, you know, what you need to work on as far as your combinations. And I look back at these videos and I learned the fact that, you know, I need to throw my flashbangs more, you know, I had to realize the people that you're playing. You just don't want to just, hey, rage quit out of the game and, you know, and say, oh, you know, you're never going to learn nothing from that. So that's why I say it's you know, how to learn from losing. Because if you don't learn from losing, then you're going to continue to keep losing. So you have to be in these games. And if that were the case, I mean, if that were the case, you would see people with 100 kill death ratios. Not everybody wins every game with a super kill death ratio. And I like to show you these things. I'm probably the only one that does it. Until my next episode, it's your boy Fist. Peace!
It's your evil girls on behalf of Fisticuffs. See you later.
You gotta go pee. Ooh, yes.